Yeah. So what is proxy concept? So this proxy concept is available, help us to capture the APIs. So why we need APIs? Why we need
performing
APIs?
load on the APIs testing.
Yeah, to perform the load test with JMeter, because JMeter need only APIs. Correct? So yesterday we got a security issue and we couldn't able to load the application. So what we did? How we resolved that issue?
Added
Certificates.
Yeah, we added certificate. So why we added certificate?
to be authorized tool.
Yeah.
For the
So Amazon thinks that the request is coming from the JMeter, and Amazon thinks JMeter is not a proper tool, so it's not in their acceptable list. So we added certificate and we said that JMeter is a certified tool and it's a legal one. So then only Amazon is allowed it. Okay, it's clear, right? Yeah. So why we are using port number in the recording? What is the use of port number?
To identify the machine.
Yeah. So in a single machine, if you want to deploy any number of servers, without port number we can't do that, because each port number is like each instance in a single machine. Okay. Yeah. So let's start it. I started the recording. Okay, let's open JMeter. Okay, we'll go to the bin. We'll open jmeter.bat. So how we added recording component in JMeter?
Templates.
Yeah. So we added from the templates. So can we add recorder component directly also? Can we add recorder component directly to the JMeter script, or it has to go with templates?
I think it's go to templates only.
No, we can add manually also, but we are not sure, right? The flow, the component JMeter, that we're going with template. But once you're familiar with JMeter components, then we can add manually.
Okay.
Okay. So here, which thing I need to select? Recording. Okay. Once you come to recorder, and what is use of the target controller?
Save the file.
Yes, to save the APIs whatever we recorded. Okay. So if I select that group, what will happen?
It will save under thread.
Yeah, it will save under thread group. Okay. Yeah, let's start. Okay, and grouping, what is the help of grouping?
Separator of each page.
Differentiate.
Yeah, difference between page by page. Okay, super. Yes. Okay. Now let's start. Yeah, what is the transaction name here? What is the use of it?
It will provide a name for each and every API.
Yeah, if it didn't give the name, what will happen?
It will take numbers.
Yeah, by default it takes the random numbers, but
yes.
So we can't use it because we don't know what is API. We have to go click, open the payload, open the method, everything. We have to check, then we'll confirm. That's very difficult. That's why we have to give the transaction name. Yes. Okay, till now clear, right?
Yes,
see,
yes.
You understood that why I'm asking the questions. That will be in sync with the yesterday class.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Clear. Let's go ahead. So let's go to Firefox. So in Firefox, okay, on which component I need to add the proxy? What is the component name? Or how can I do that? The settings, proxy. Okay, by default manual proxy connection, I given 888. I check this box. That's it. So yesterday you didn't guys face any issues, right? In recording, you got the APIs right in JMeter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. Let's hit Amazon.in and cross check, right? Whether JMeter is recording properly or not. How we'll check that? We'll go open inspect tab here, and we have network tab here. And I'll put in on the right side so that you can easy to. Doctorized. Okay. If you observe, these are the APIs, right? For this particular page. If I click on this TV, see, these are the particular things of this TV page. Correct. If you observe, a lot of things are there. Now, same thing, if I go to JMeter, I should see same APIs here also. Right? But so in any application, right, we have different type of resources. Like it could be images, it could be documents, it could be JavaScript functions, it could be a server calls. Okay. And Amazon and these type of websites, now what they will do, they will integrate their some monitoring tools inside the tool so that they get analytics. You know, should, right? Suppose 100 people are using Amazon.com and they want to know on which page they're using, on which page they're spending the time more, whether his ad is displayed, whether they're able to click on the ad or not, right? This also they should know, right? So what
Yes,
they
yes.
do now to get the data, they will use some analytics tools inside the application. So while I'm doing these things now, whatever my actions, right, tracking, everything will be tracked by using my clicks or something like that. So, and default, if the Google is displaying ads in between, so you will see the traffic of Google ads also, right? If this Google is displaying ad means it could be API only, right? Correct. Or in meanwhile, if Firefox is doing some updating in the backend, so you will see those all calls in the ever traffic here. You can't assure that, okay, only to record only Amazon. No. JMeter will record whatever is happening on this whole browser, not tab. You understood, right? Whole browser, wherever the browser is talking to internet, everything will be captured in JMeter. So
Here,
let's
here once you open that internet, that Amazon, it's automatically recorded. No, all the whatever the front end is there, or any
yes.
click action is required.
No, by default, if Amazon is talking back end, right, that those things will
Hmm.
record automatically.
Not
If Amazon
any
itself
click
is doing in the back end, no, so suppose I'm not doing anything, but still downloading some things. If you
Hmm.
observe, right? So now if you see, these all things will be recorded. Whether you do or not do, see 514, 515. If Amazon is talking something on the back end, those things will record automatically here. Okay, so let's check this recorded called HTTP request, right? So yeah, if you see here, what is the URL here? What is the URL?
Mozzarella.
So is belong to Amazon.com.
No.
So why it is recorded? Because it is covering or recording whole browser. So what is happening at this time? Mozilla is sending the location to their own servers. That's what's location API. Let's see one by one. Okay, so incoming telemetry. So Mozilla.org. See Google.com. Did we hit Google, right? No.
No.
See why? Because so these things will happen with the recording, especially with JMeter recording. So now, if you have 100 or 10 or 20, no, so we'll check manually. Okay, this is okay. How we'll check that? We'll go to our server name. We'll check whether it belongs to our application or not. So what we'll do? Okay, let's say that is not required. So in the left hand side, the script is there. Just click on it and we'll click on delete. We click on delete. But can you do for all these APIs? We have around 300, 400 APIs are there. Can we do all of the APIs? No, right?
Yes.
We can't do that. One or two we can delete, but manually, see Google, see now Amazon is there. Okay, I have to keep it. Okay, Mozilla not required, Mozilla not required, Mozilla, Amazon required. Google APIs not required. Amazon required, Amazon. Yeah, I think not showing these things anymore. Yeah, see, this no more cookie is not there. Okay, smart ad server. So I think these are Amazon only. Yahoo.com. I see this analytics data. So these are things which are not required for us. So if you save the script and if you replay, it will even the past, but it doesn't matter to us because we are keeping unnecessarily extra things in our script. So how to eliminate it at the time of recording itself? So what we can do is just stop the recording. Okay, let's go to our recording template. The recorder. So if you see, this is a one tab, right? Test plan creation, which we do these things. Now we have one more tab called request filtering. Okay, so just click on request filtering. You can see URL patterns to include, URL patterns to exclude. Okay, so URL pattern exclude means whatever in the URL pattern it is there, it won't record it. It will try to skip. It will try to skip. Okay, if you see here, the extensions BMP, CSS, JPG, all these are there, so that it won't record. Even the Amazon have it, but JMeter will filter it and will skip it. So these patterns include these patterns. You will get it from templates. See google.com, yahoo.com. Say these are things mostly try to avoid it. If you add manually the recorder, you won't get this filtering tab. Sorry, you will get filtering, but you won't get the data. This data.
Okay. By default, it's there. Huh?
Yeah, by default, if you add template, only you will get it.
Okay.
If you add manual the recorder, you won't get this data.
Okay.
So assume that if I delete all these things, okay. So let me delete each and everything. Okay, now let's start the recording again. And let's see now how many calls it will record. If I just refresh the JMeter, you will see more than before because it will record this junk things or the images. See, images calls, JPJ, in the path. Understood, right? Because earlier it was not there, those images, because we have filter now. Without a filter, it will record all the URLs, whatever they were going on this thing. Okay. So when you are recording your own application, you should be familiar with this step. Okay, now clear, right? Record filtering. Now what we'll do? Let's stop. Now let's go for our real scripts now. Okay, so let me clear everything new here. So I don't want to save anything here. Okay, let me close this tab. It's clear, right? So let's go to our webloadmpstore.com. So what is webloadmpstore.com? This is our dummy testing website. So what we have to do on the dummy website? We have gone through, right? Webload.
Yes.
So what you have to do first? We have to do home page, login. We click on some product, right? We'll update some card and we'll do payment and log out. It's clear, right? So before the recording, you should having the knowledge on you should have the knowledge on the flow. Okay, let's do that. So now again, file, templates, recording, create. Okay, create. If we now check here, record here in the request filtering, you will see those things back. And if you want own customization, also you can add here. Okay. Yeah. Right. Now let's start. Okay. Where is the recorder? Okay. So first what I'll go, I will hit the first home page. Correct? So now, okay. Where is the webload? Firefox. Yeah. Now let's see it. Webloadmpstore.com. Uh-oh. Not sure what I have triggered. White having tap. I think it's a virus redirections happening. Okay, let me copy the URL as it is. And now it's recorded, right? All these things. I'll delete these things. Okay. Run creation. I'll put a thread group. Add separators. What is recording controller? First. Then I do separator between groups. Okay, I'll hit the URL as it is. Okay, yeah. So what we'll do now, once you got home page, what we'll be doing? We'll be using the login page. Right? Just click on login. So now in the login, what we'll be giving? We'll be enter credentials. Click on login. So all the login will transaction will come under login page. Okay. Now what we'll do? We'll click on product page. Right. We'll click on any product. Right. Then what we'll do? We'll do add to cart. Okay. I told you, right? We have just refresh. Okay. It is there. So now what we'll do? Now I update the quantity. So update quantity. So I'll give random number. Then click on. It's not updated. Let's click on second time. Now it's updated. Now what we'll do? Check out. Right. So now I'll give test card number, ID number. Now what I'll do? Validate card page. See, I have given here and I given the name because I click on submit button, right? So there is no server interaction, correct? While giving the data. So whenever there is no server interaction, there is no APIs in the backend, so JMeter won't record anything. Right? Now I click on validate card. So got check. Okay. So now what we'll do? Go for confirm order. Thank you, place. Your order is placed. Now what we'll do? Log out. Okay, done. See, once you're done with the script, what you have to do? Stop the script. Okay, till now it's clear now. So we got all our data. So first thing we have to check whether it has recorded any extra things or not. So how we'll check it? We'll go to our server name and we'll check whether it's there or not. I'll just click on, see, now we got Mozilla. So what you have to do? We have to simply click on right click, delete, or you can click on keyboard delete button. You remove. Okay, next 674, Mozilla, I'll just click on delete. Mozilla, 6 on delete. Mozilla, delete. Okay, webload, 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 webload. Yeah. Now once done with your checking, you have to check the script. Okay. So where we'll save the script? You can save anywhere in our script. Okay. Here I'll give webload recording 1.jmx. What is JMX? What is JMX?
Extension of script.
It's a script extension. Your JMeter script extension file. Right. Okay. Now, to make sure whether it is properly recorded or not, how we will check? We will run the script and we'll check whether we're getting the expected output or not. Because you know the place, right? You know what is expert of login page, you know what is add to cart page. So we know the output. So now we'll replay and we'll check it. So now replay, we can simply click on run button. So where we'll see the output? We'll see the output in view results tree. So this component will help us to check our output of our script execution. View registries help us to give the output. With this component only, you can see our output of the script. Okay. So what I'll do is simply click on run button. So now we see displays, it executed whatever, and it is displaying everything here. So we'll see, just click on first one, home page, and you will see now three things: sample result, request, response. Sample result nothing but whatever performance metrics, all the data, and request is what we are sending. And this is a script, right? This is our script, no? So what we are sending, everything you'll see request. Whether it's properly framed or not, is there any extra space like this? And response is nothing but what your server is giving to you. So do you able to understand this response? No, right? Why? Because it's in a plain response. It's a plain kind of text response. Correct? Because by default, JMeter will show everything in a plain text response only. But on the browser, what able to see? We will able to see the kind of HTML page, na? Very neat of images and everything. But to see same thing in JMeter, we have one more option here. You see the text option. Just right click on, just click on it. You will see options. How to convert. So here I want to convert into HTML. Just click on HTML. See, now you will see the data. Correct? So what we do, simply we just click on run button. So it executed whatever in the script, and you to know whether we record properly or not, whether JMeter missed or not, whether we missed it or not, to check it by using these things.
Response code also displayed, no?
Yes, in the sample result, those data will be the response code here.
Okay, okay. 200.
Okay, but here we are not considering on these things, right? We are considering only our script is ready or not first. Once we confirm script is ready and we don't have anything, then we'll go with other things. Okay. So now what is the home page? So this is home page expected, right? Login. Correct? It's clear, na? It's there. Now let's go to login page. So we have okay, login page. This is done. And we entered the credentials, right? But here we got logout okay and some error. Do we get same thing on our real time? Did we get this on the real time?
No.
Or- no, right? So there is something wrong and this is not we expected. So whenever you feel, okay, this is not expected data, first we have to check the corresponding request on the script on the left-hand side. So what is the number here? Login page 686. So let's go to login page 686 here. So first we'll check, okay, protocol is proper. Server name, okay, that's also proper. Path, okay, this is also good. But now you see there is a data here. You see username. Whenever you see the any data, right? So this means we are sending the data to server. So because this we entered na username password, test1 name, test1. But if you see there is session ID. Did you enter any session ID?
No.
No, right? But it's there. So now, assuming that due to this session ID, it could be the error. Why? Because if you see here, what is error? Sorry, but error has occurred, session don't match. So I'm just guessing based on the data here, 686. Due to the session ID only, I'm just guessing we are getting some issue. Because you know username password is correct. And this event submit or kind of buttons only. There's no data. So what is the only place where data is there? Session ID. So due to this misusing of this session ID, we got that error. But in the real time, if you take real Amazon, Facebook, those things, if you in the JMeter, if you record and you replay, you won't get this type of error. You will either go to home page or either go to logout page. If your login is failed, see, because in the login page, what we're doing here? Login only, na? If your login is failed, even Amazon or Flipkart, you won't kind of this type of errors. This is for learning purpose, the display session do not match, but in real time, it will be redirected to your home page or logout page. It won't enter into the application. It won't allow you to inside the application. So now, as we got error of this page, there is a chances that these all APIs couldn't work because of there is dependence on the login. So this may or may not work.
Okay. There is no proper session ID, no?
Yes, that will check it. But as of now, this is failed. Our third step is failed. So there is chances that these could also be failed. Because if these APIs depend on this page, what will happen? This also will also fail, right? There is no data on this one. Correct. So let's see. Let's see still. The product page, see, it got display product, but what about our username? It should display, na? Welcome test username. So it means your login functionality is failed. So as a dummy, it is giving all the things, but in the real time, you won't get these things. But here, if you see, it's not login happening. So without login, your script will fail. But as it's a dummy purpose, they are returning 200. And if one is returning 200, your JMeter will show green. So whenever it shows green, doesn't mean that it is passed. You have to be very careful. You have to check the response data. Based on response only, you'll know, can to know whether it's passed or failed. Don't depend on this green color, because this green color is completely based on the response code. But the developer, even though for wrong message or for wrong data also, they can give 200. Right?
Yes.
JMeter will always display green if it's 200. So assume, don't think, okay, I replayed script, everything is working. No. So always check for response data and check whether this is there or not. So now we won't be checking all other pages because login is not happening. Without logging, how we'll do?
Then it is a blocker, no? We can't able to
Yes,
run
we
the
can't
script.
go beyond this point. So first thing is we'll record, and once we save the script, when we'll replay, and we are expected. So we'll see whatever expected result or not. If expect is not there, at that time we'll block the step. We won't go further unless we resolve the step. So once we resolve step, we have to go this. Okay, now how we'll validate it? Whether it's our issue or JMeter issue or scripting issue, how we'll validate it? So if you come to recorder concept here, recorder is there, just expand it. We have one more view registry. You just click on it, you will be seeing this. What is it? So this is the recorded actions at the time of recording. This means original content. This view registry, if you see here, this is what we replayed now. Understand, right? So if you click on clear button now, this will be gone. But as you mentioned, we have recording.xml. We can retrieve it later. But now let's see. What is which request it is failed now? Login page 686. So to validate it, let's go to recorder and let's go to view registry and look for here 686 of this login page. Okay. And let's click on response and let's change it to HTML. Let's say it could work here or not. See, here it worked. Okay, now let's go to request data. Okay, let's compare. We have login with test1m, password test1m. Let's say compare session ID. So we have 1534 BSC ending, 686, and we have 1553 BSC ending. It is same, right? Same ID, na?
Token
Yes.
Same. Then how come it passed here and how come it failed? Right? That's where correlation will come. The concept of correlation is nothing but to handle the session IDs dynamically. So let's talk about session IDs first. So let's say if I see, I have got one image in the Facebook. Okay. So I want to share with one of you guys. What I will do, I click on Facebook image, I'll click on share, right? I'll get one link. Correct. So if you open that link, what we will see? You will see that only image, na? With whose account you will see that image? Your account only. If you click on that image, it will display that image with your account only, right? It's a public image.
Yes.
Yes. In that link, you can't, I mean, if you click on that link, it will display image with your account, not my account, correct? It won't display the welcome Ravi or Ravi account, right? It will display your name's account. Why? Why? Because it is a security issue. We are only sharing the image. We are not sharing our account or credentials. But now, if you same image, if I want to share 10 years back, okay, 10 years back, you will be seeing my username password in the link. 10 years back, the Facebook has designed architecture. At that time, there is no the session management, not everything is there, right? Very new, right? At that time. So they want to access the username. So what they do, they kept username password in the URL. So wherever it open now, it will log into automatic session, display the data. Okay. But now these days, now, that won't happen. Everything is encrypted, more dynamic. So that's where session IDs will come. So what session ID is nothing but whenever you send username and password to your server application, right? Whenever I click on in the login, whenever I click on username and password, I will get one session ID. So that session ID will be in my page. Suppose here, if I go to login, if I it displays welcome test one. If I go to this product page, why is displaying welcome test one? So this page will check whether user is logged in or not. How it will check? It can't have username password here. Each and every page, na? So what it has session ID. The session ID will be throughout your pages and session ID is time. So if you take your internet banking, na, if you don't do any active time, it will log out automatically. Why?
Yes, expert, session expert.
Yeah. So they will keep on default. Okay, this session is allowed for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So if session expired, again it asks you to log in. So that again you log in, again it will create a new session ID. Why it? Because it's like safe side, right? So that anyone can't tamper. Or if I got session ID, if I can't log in, right, with the same session ID. Because again, I hit is a new browser, or after some time now that ID is expired, I can't use it again. For security purpose also. Now, same way, we are using the issue here. So what we did in a JMeter, while recording, we got one session ID from server. Because we have entered only username and password. Now we got one session ID. But now what we're doing, we are replaying it, right? And we're replaying what you are sending. We're sending same session ID. Correct? We didn't say anything, na? Whatever we recorded, we simply replayed it. So now what happens? Server knows this is already generated session. That's why second time it is not allowing you. That's why we got the error, session do not match. What happens? You are sending the session ID to your server, right? What we're doing, we're sending all the data to server. Server, what it will validate username, it will validate username password, it will validate session ID. Now in the session ID validation, it will check, okay, this is already generated session. So if it allows generated session, it means it is a breach, right? So it in the validation, it says that is already session generated. That's why it says session do not match. Because server is expecting one more session and we are sending the old one.
Here, first execution is pass.
Mm-hmm.
Here only single execution, right? Here, this is only single execution, right?
Yeah, we just replayed one time after our recording.
First one time. The first time it should success, na? Why? Because it is a valid, na?
Oh, that's why here while recording it got one session ID.
Okay, it's like okay, got it.
Yeah, we are passing same value in the second time while
Second
replaying.
time. Okay. It's already existing.
Yeah, it's already existed, no session ID. That's why it won't allow.
Okay.
Everyone clear, right? Why you got the error?
Suppose
Yeah,
if we are not done any recording. Suppose we are not doing any recording and doing manually, like entering that username and password and passing the values and executing, then it is working fine, na?
it won't work. No, at that time also it needs session ID. How will get session ID if you do manually? See, whatever we see in this scripting, no, we are sending the data.
Okay.
So we have username and password. We don't have this session ID. Then how will send it? If I got some session ID from a database somewhere, says that is not used session. If I got those values, then I can pass it and it will work.
Okay, correct. Okay. If we are trying in Postman, then we know that session ID.
Yeah,
That's
in that
why,
case it will work.
yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So Nirila, you got the concept?
Yes, Ravi.
Sweta, Yashvi?
Yes, Praveen.
Yes,
Yes, clear, no? Because this correlation is very important. Without correlation, I mean, without login, can you do anything in the script?
no.
Blocker.
No. It's complete blocker and everything is done. So in interviews, this is the first thing you will ask. Have you done the correlation on your own? What is a correlation? The only first thing, because in JMeter, this is a very difficult phase. Because some application it easy, some application is not easy. Correlation part.
Yes. Whenever the login cases are there to application, then its concept is coming. Almost its concept is there.
Right? Because in a load runner, no, we have automatic correlation there, where it will pick up the new value, it will do automatically everything. But in JMeter, we don't have that. We have, but that's very tedious process. So we have to do manually. But first to understand, right, the session ID concept, why we got new session ID. Okay, so let's understand. Now, what is the solution? We have to send a dynamic session ID, whatever server is expecting, right? So let's go to my blog. Okay. So what is happening while recording, right? While generating script. So we triggered a URL in the browser. So whenever we trigger in the browser, at the first page itself, server will give a ID. So throughout that particular 5 minutes of time, 10 minutes of time, that ID will be validated. So server will give that ID, and the ID will be stored in cookies or some backend cache. So whatever you page you send, right, that ID will in the backend. We can't see on directly, we can see in the headers or we can see in the cookies like that, right? So wherever which page you'll send, the ID along with ID, that page will go. So in the server, it will validate, okay, the page we got and ID is validated. If both are validated, then only it will give a response back. Right. So now while replaying what we did, so we are sending the old value. But server is, so whenever hit first time, now server will give one value. What is server has given? Some value will give. So second time what we are sending, server is giving XYZ. But what we are sending our old value, which is ABC. But what server is expecting? For each and every page, server will expect XYZ. Right? ABC is our old value, previous value. So whenever ABC and XYZ do not match, so if it will no, it won't allow you the login. Got it? So now what is solution? What is solution? Tell me. Guys, what is solution? How we handle this? How will handle this?
Through correlation.
Correlation.
Correlation, nothing. No, that's correlation. What we'll do? So we will send what our server is sending. If server is giving Z, we have to store and we have to pass that Z. If it's giving Y, you have to pass Y. So this process is called correlation. Now, how we'll get this value? How we'll identify? First, we have to identify, right? From wherever it's getting, then only we can send it back. Okay. So let's go to our JMeter script. So here in the login 686, as I told you, the session is passing here. And we didn't enter this value in the recording. So it means somehow server has generated a value and it's passing to the request. So whenever server is generating, it means the value could be found in response. Correct. Server is generating means should be in the response. And response is the only way server is talking to us. Right. So now if you see, we have this session ID in the 686. So now there is a possible chance of the session ID could be found in this 666 or 685 responses. Right? Because it can't found in beyond this one. It may, but you can't go back, no. Because in JMeter, everything is sequential. Correct. So first we have to check these two responses. 666 and 685 responses. And if we found the session ID there, and we have to pass it. Okay. So how we go to we use a tree? Let's go to 666. Do you see any response? Is there any session ID here? No, na?
No.
No.
After
Why?
login only the session is come.
No, not like that. It's because it is HTML. It won't display only whatever user is required. These session ID, these cookies, they are completely on the back end. So first we have to change again to text. If it is text, you will see all our proper data. Because those data, real users don't require it, right? So that's why you have to convert to text. So let's search for here session ID. Do you find anything?
No.
No, na? So then, if you didn't find anything responsible, let's check the response headers also. Let's search for session. Because there are chances that because this is where how developers design it, it could be in response headers or it could be response body. Anywhere. Not there. Now we have one more option is 685. If you couldn't find in 685 also, either we missed something or either the value generated not in the APIs. It could be some other formats. Okay, let's go to 685. The response body, let's search for session. See, now we got session ID here. It says session ID, hidden value, this value. If you see here, now there's not old value, it's new value. 3D65 is there. And whatever we have here, BSc. Value is different or not?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, see, this is hidden. That's why it won't display in the HTML part. Okay. So now if I copy Okay, if I copy this value and if I update here, yeah, if I update value, if I run the script, it will work or not? If I run the script, it will work or not? Because I update a new value, na? It will work or not?
It will work.
Yes, yes.
Why it will work?
Because that is a new session
No,
ID.
we updated the session ID.
Okay, so let's run. So I won't clear this one. We'll keep as for references. Okay. See, second time, see, it will keep the first time result and we'll go second time. So we have to go login page 6IT6, right? We have to make it again HTML to understand. See, why we got error again? It should work, right? Based on your thinking. Why it didn't work? Why? Okay, let's see. So where we found the ID?
Request body.
685, na? So
Hmm.
let's go to 685 in the response. Okay, let's change the text. Let's check for session ID. So what do we have value here? We have a new value.
Change it as welcome.
But we sent again the old value, right? Why it would work? So
While
here we
generating,
sending.
no, actually while running the script, it's automatically generated the new one.
Yeah, here we copied the previous execution value to the next execution.
Won't execute. It won't execute.
So it should fail.
Hmm.
Correct.
Fair.
Now again we got new value. Now again if I copy this value, it will work.
No.
No.
See, now you got answer now. Yeah, I thought you guys should say it in the previous question only. Okay, so it won't work because everything new value. So now on the runtime, you have to copy this and paste here. Correct? That's the only case, na? It will work.
Yes.
On the runtime only, right? We have to copy the new value and you have to paste it.
Yes.
Yes.
Can we do that? No, na. On the runtime we can't do, na. Once you click on run, we are not in our control.
You don't know that. We don't know that.
Right? But we know where the value is getting there. Right?
Yes.
So in this case, we can't do manually. That's where we use regular expression extractor. This regular expression extractor will help us to pick up the value on the runtime dynamically and it will pass it to the next request. So before using regular expression extractor, let's know what is regular expressions. You guys have heard about it anywhere? What is regular expression? Don't you guys know about that? Regular expression?
No.
No.
No, okay, you didn't ever heard about that. Okay, that's fine. See, I'll tell you.
Heard about, but I don't know that. Heard.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So suppose I have one Word document. Okay, let's say this is a one Word document. Okay. So in one document, I want to search Java. So what I will do? We'll do Control F, right? Find, and we'll simply give Java. When I click on find next, what will happen? This Java keyword will check throughout the document, whether there or not. Correct?
Search, yes.
Right. So here you know what you're going to search. But there is cases like, I don't know what I'm going to search, but I know the pattern. I know that's a 4-letter word. I know it starts with J. Can I search with the pattern here? No, right?
No, except
Right.
keyword.
Yeah. So here in our case, if you observe, every time it is in same format, same API. Yeah, in 685, if you observe, every time it's same pattern, same API. If you observe more, the right side of the value and your left side value is always fixed.
Yes.
Correct? So let's go to this 1685 here. First, second execution. If you see, here, I know my right side value, I know my left side value, my desired value. So whenever the things like this, right? Whenever things like this, you don't know the value in between, but you know the pattern. In that case, only we use regular expressions. Suppose to understand more, na, let's see. Here we displaying welcome test one. So do you think how the user knows which user logged in? It could be any user, right? Test 3, anything.
Correct. Welcome is Conquer.
Yeah. So what they will use regular expression backend. So whatever you entered username, they will take and they will keep here. Understood, right? Now here in our case, we know the pattern, but we know the original value. We need value. So this value is going to change every time. So regular expression will work only if pattern is fixed. And if pattern is also changing, then you can't use regular expressions. Okay, regular is nothing but if you know the pattern, you want to know, find the value of it, then you can use a regular expression. So in JMeter, regular expression plays very important role because we have a lot of things in like coming classes, we'll get to know how much importance regular expression it is. Okay, so to understand much more, right, regular expression, let's use one testing website. We have regexr.com. There are a lot of regular expression website. You can use any website to understand much more about it. Okay, so let's say I have a cheat code here. So just cheat sheet is help us to more easy to understand. If you see here, slash word represent a word. See, if I give here slash word, if you see, all the words are highlighted. Got it? If I give slash s space, you see all spaces are highlighted. If I give slash d, there are no numbers, that's why not highlighted. Let me keep one number here. See, one got highlighted. You got it right? Yeah.
Name digits.
Yeah, slash d digits,
Hmm.
slash o w, slash s space. So if you want to capture the group, any of things, then you can use this format. Or you want to know the start end of the string, you can use this like. There are things, we have a lot of things to learn the regular expression. Suppose here, I want to use like slash w. Okay, this is not working. Let's use, okay. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you. Suppose I need to find a word and a digit. See what I means? I want to know one letter and one number, the pattern. So where it match? See M1 it match. You understood, right? But in JMeter, we won't be using this number slash w slash d like that. Because I told you, right, our pattern is fixed. So pattern is fixed, nothing but our left hand and right hand side value is fixed. So in that cases, we use one common global expression. That is dot brackets dot plus question mark. So this is a common expression through entire JMeter. Wherever you go, you can use it. Your regular expression job is done. But 99% our problem could solve with this expression. But sometimes, sometimes it can't fetch the data with this expression. That time we have to add slash w slash kind of patterns we have to add. Okay, it's clear, right? Regular expression. Yeah.
The
So now
TDs you are using for JMeter, dot plus
question mark brackets. Yes, that's a group we'll be using in it. Okay, now let's go to JMeter. Now clear, right? Why you have to use regular expression? When you have a pattern, they want to find out, that's where regular expression. That's our case, right? So now what you have to do, let's copy some of the line of left hand side, some of the line of right hand side. You can extend till that point anywhere, you can copy it. Right? So let's copy this value. So in JMeter, we have option to test this value. How to test? In the test with there, no, we have what else we have seen HTML, right? To display HTML page. Same as like test and HTML, we have regular expression tester. This helps us for testing the regular expression. So on which request I need to select 685 only, na? Where we found the ID, session ID? 685, 686.
685.
So 85 only, we have to select 685 only. If you found 686, then we'll do 686, but we have found 685. So just paste your expression as it is here. Or let's paste in notepad for as it's starting the class, right? So once you're habituated, then it's okay. Right now, just duplicate it. So now replace whatever our value required. So whatever value, this is a value we recovered, right? So just
Yes.
replace this with your brackets dot plus question mark. Right? So this is our new expression. Now just copy this expression, Control C, tab. Okay, just paste the whatever we pasted it. So we should know, right, whether it's working or not. That's where we'll use a regular tester and click on test button. Okay, just click on test button. See, now we got match. Understood, right? What we did now? What we did? So we simply copied the expression and we framed whatever the value we required, right? Then we tested it. We have to make sure, right, whether it's working or not. So, and we got output. We got match count 1. And if you see, there will be two counts, 1 of 0, 1 of 1. And assume that if I copied only half of, very short, right? If I say I removed this one to left hand side and I removed this kind of, only a short one. If I click on test, we've got still 1. So let me remove this simple. So we got 4 matches. It means value equal to some value is there like in the 4 in the script, right? Because the value code search is there, value code our value code login, value capital login. So like it is there. So it's always advisable to write a regular expression to get a match count to 1. Right? Understand, no? So why we have to go match count 1? Why have to write expression? Because sometimes assume that the application has changed in the backend logic. So this value could be 2 and this value could be 3. Correct? Internally they could change, you know. So that's again our expression will fail. So always advisable to use to write a expression such that you should get match count to 1. And make sure that if 1 of 1 is our expected value. 1 of 0 is a full line. Right? 1 of 1, you should not see any extra characters than our desired value. I mean, you can't see double quote, you can't see comma, you can't see any symbols. You should see whatever it's there. Because if you have any extra characters here, your script will fail again. Got it? What we did, we just know, we found out, okay, this session had the issue, and we found out where we're getting the generated, and we know it's like a regular expression we have to use. What we did, we just simply replaced with the desired value dot plus question mark, and we have tested it, and we got match count 1. Okay, so now this is our final expression. So this is our expression is working. Just copy this now, final expression, and so where we need to extract it, on which request we have to extract the value. On which request number?
6.
6?
It's 685
And?
yeah, 685.
685 only, no? 685
Yes.
extract. So
Yes.
right click on 685, add post processor regular expression extractor. Don't worry about the flow, I'll tell you. So this regular expression extractor will help us to pick up the value based on whatever we have written the regular expression. So we need to add 685, right? Because we need extraction from that 685 only. Okay, so click on 685. If you see now, this is a regular expression extractor. By name itself telling you, right? What do you understand? Extractor. So extract nothing but it will extract the value based on your expression. Okay, now apply it to first thing. You can write a comment saying that this is for, I mean, if you have more number of extractors, right, it will look confusing, right? Which extractor is for which one? So it's always advised to use this is for extracting section ID. So and when you share the script now, your teammates also will get to know what is it for purpose. And apply to. Apply to is nothing but on which things you have to apply. We have main and sub, main sample, sub, and even geometry variable. So we'll be use main and sample. Because while running, how many requests you'll see here? Only one, right?
The one.
685. But assume that is redirecting, right? It's redirecting, then you will see sub request under this. Sub. I will show you that one redirecting. So in that case, you have to put main and sub. So that it will check throughout all the requests, whether redirected one or main one also. It will check throughout the where. Okay, now field to check. From where you are getting the ID? Body, response headers, request headers, URL, code, message. Where we have to extract?
Response.
Response body. Response body, not URL, right? Response coordinate. Response messages. This is the one. Response code, response message. Show you. Let's make it to text again. See the response code and this is response message. And headers. Okay, but where we found that value? In the
Response.
body. That's why we select the body. I told you, right? If you find the ID in the headers, you will select the headers here. Where is that header? Response headers.
And body means response body. Or
Yes, response body. No.
Response.
We're extracting it, no?
No.
Obviously, to the response side, not request. See, this will applicable only on the response, not for request. Okay. Now,
Okay.
name of the created variable. So we have to store one variable to use this value. Okay. I'll give session ID. Any name you can give it to represent what the, if when you see the variable name, you should be able to recognize, okay, oh, this variable is for the session ID. Okay, now regular expression. What is regular expression? Whatever we tested and we got match count 1, we have to paste that regular expression as it is. Right? No. So for template, by default, I will use $1. I'll tell you later. Just give $1. So what is the match number? How many matches we got?
1.
1.
So we'll give 1. Assume that you are new and you tried a lot of things, but still you are getting more than 1 match. Whatever you tried and tried, you're getting only more than 1 match. At that time, we'll give a match 2, match 3, whatever you got it there. You tried to get match count 1 and you couldn't able to retrieve that. So obviously we have to use whatever the expression we got it. No? At that time, if you say our value is coming in 3, so you'll give a match number 3 here. Okay. Now default value means if the expression didn't pick up any value, so do you have to pass any default value in this variable? So I will just give not found as it's not required, right? Not found. The default is nothing but if the expression didn't pick up the value. Any case, if the expression didn't pick up any value, this default value will be in this variable. Okay, extractor clear, right? So we have to select and we have to check which field we have to check, and we have to give the variable this variable name. So this variable will be using throughout our script. Where our session is required, I will be using this variable. Okay, an expression, template, match number, and default value. So now what does JMeter will do on the runtime? When you click on run button, JMeter will pick up the output of this expression and it will store in this value in the runtime. That's what we require now. What's our issue? We have correlation issue and we need a one new session ID. Whenever it's generated, we want to pass it to next request. Then only our login flow will work. Once we login flow work, then only we can go for other flows. Then only we can do load test. Right? If your login is blocked, you can't do anything with your JMeter or the other scripts. Correct? You can do only load test in login page or home page only. That's it. Your login is blocked. So this correlation will come into JMeter for all type of applications. Once your login is gone through, then only you can go for next steps. Okay? Yeah. So now I need to pass the session ID to wherever it is required. So let me copy this. So where the value is getting passed? No, 686. Right? And here come into section ID. Just replace the value with session ID. If I run the script file like this, it will work or not now?
It will work.
Others? It will work or it won't work?
Will work. Good.
It will work.
Mhm.
Yeah, right? Sweta,
It won't work
why?
because the value you have given as session ID. So it might take only session ID, not the whatever value is there, right?
Yes, so it is a string.
Okay.
This is not this is a variable, right? What we defined here. It's a variable. So if we pass session as session, it is like string only, like test one. But we need to pass value inside this variable, correct? So that's where in JMeter, whenever you want to use variable, you have to use $ curly braces your session ID. Whenever define any variable in JMeter, you have to use this format. Okay, now the value in the variable will go now. Got it? Yeah. So let's save. Let's run now. Let's see whether it's working or not. So still now I won't clear that now. Let's keep the results. Let's see.
Yeah, actually we are passing regular expression in that API.
Yeah. So let's check first 686, right? Yeah, 686 we got new value. First we'll check whether the value is coming in the response or not. How we'll check that? Simply copy this value and go to your 685 in the response. In the body, you have to just check. Correct. See, now we got the value. It means what happened? Whatever got the response, that value is got passed in the 686. In the request. It means our regulation expression worked. So now let's check the response now. Okay, we passed whatever, let's check the response, whether it's working or not. So how we'll check? Text to HTML and now see login plus login. Okay. So now here 686 what we got? Error. So now 686, we got login plus login. Okay, now let's check other things. So once we resolve this one, let's go to now. See, now we see welcome test M1. Earlier, no login only. So now our login is unblocked. So we got welcome test M1 means our correlation is resolved now.
So
It's clear, right? What we did? So first we have to figure it out. First we have to figure out where session ID is coming on. Once we got session ID, then we have to write a regular expression and we have to check whether expression is working or not. Then we have to use extractor to work it. Then we have to use variable to pass it wherever is required. How to pass a variable in JMeter? $ curly braces. So the same format using for parameterization also. In the JMeter, when you want to pass the variable, you have to use this one. If you pass without this format, if you pass session ID, it will go as it is, string. It can't use value inside it. Okay, right? Yeah. So let me stop for recording.